Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons. We're still in the bug games post-Fable. I'm here in the Bee Kingdom. I think you can guess why we're here to finally collect this medal, which involves fighting a load of bosses. And because I refuse to learn my lesson regarding hubris, I'm going to do it on hard mode because that's not a thing that I have done lately. Now since I'm here, well, we're not going to need spy specs because we've seen all of them, and we definitely won't need secure pouch anymore because we're not running, we're just suffering. What am I putting on instead? I'll just have the other meditation on. I'm sure I could have some sort of better thought through arrangement, but I am feeling foolish and hubris-tastic today, so... Actually, no. No, I'm gonna put the block heal onto Kaboo. Give me a second. Is that going to pay off for me in any meaningful way? I don't know. Did I even remember to put hard mode on? Yes, I did. So, I have to go and make dinner in like 45 minutes, and surely the Cave of Trials will have taught me that these things take a lot longer than it feels like they ought to do, but I'm gonna try anyway, because I want prize. Now, I don't remember. I know you have to beat 3 in a row for one prize and 6 in a row for the second prize. I don't remember if you do 3 mini-bosses, you have to do 6 regular bosses, and if you do 3 bosses, you have to do 6 mini-bosses, or if you can double dip. I don't think you can double dip. I had a whole conversation about it with my head of strategy. I don't remember the conclusion we reached. Either way, we're doing the bosses. 16 available, and much like with the Cave of Trials and with the mini-boss rush, they do appear in a set order, and it just skips over the ones that you've not yet encountered, if there are any. That being said, Team Maki does not appear in this. Team Slacker does not appear in this. Cross and Poi do not appear in this. And there's one more. The Primal Weevil also does not appear in this lineup, because you can go and fight them freely at your convenience. Why did I lead with Kaboo? Yeah, no, I'm gonna have Leaf do the bulk of the attacking. Yes. The reason why that is you can go and fight them for free anytime you want anyway. So, Team Maki, as I said, you can go and talk to them and fight them whenever. And, Team Slacker, you can go and fight them whenever. Cross and Poi and the Primal Weevil you can fight by challenging the Termite Coliseum whenever you like. I'm not going to show that because there's not any reason to. I don't think anything's different other than... Like, it's no different. Like, it's not a post-game thing. It's something that's been available basically since we beat it the first time. Haha. Also, I'm feeling ever so slightly cocky because I've been watching Nintendo Capri Sun's playthrough of Bug Fables, which he started after I started, and he finished before I finished. Case in point, his series is over, I'm still playing it right the dang now. And I deliberately avoided watching it because I didn't want his, like, voices or strategies or methods or whatever. What do you mean you unfroze immediately? That's bull honkle. Oh. I didn't want to, like, be influenced by his coverage of the game. And now that I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, wow, this is inspiring me to come back and be better at the game than he was. Which, like, that feels really harsh. Like, I think he was going into it basically blind, so I'm in no position to criticize him. I you know, glass houses and stone throwings and such like, he's a lovely chap. Why did I skip straight to the up? This is what I get. This is what I get for teasing myself with, haha, maybe I should look down upon the forebears of society. I don't know, There are things that are frustrating to watch him do, but that's because I know the game, and when he was playing the game, he didn't. So I'm being the bigger person and telling myself, no, Tess, you're better than arbitrarily criticizing someone who didn't know. And I'm hoping to share that message with the world. Which feels like I'm essentially saying, hey, if I do something silly and stupid, don't criticize me for it because I'm trying my best. which is also true. But also, what are you doing? Okay, I based entirely on Nintendo Capri Sun's playthrough, I thought that gave you less time than it did. But it turns out he just sucks! Again, I'm being facetious. But yes, the thing that inspired me within that is, despite him playing it blind, he's playing it with hard mode on the whole time. The one thing that sits a little bit sklunkily with me is he's gone into it with the perception that hard mode is a misnomer. Playing the bosses on hard is normal, and playing it without hard mode is easy mode. So, like, it's difficulty -1 or 0, as opposed to how I view it, which is difficulty at 0 standard, and then the hard mode makes it difficulty +1. I don't know, I am content with my choice to play this series without hard mode equipped, and then coming back and doing hard mode now. Because I wanted to prioritize, above all else, the story of the game and the whole, experience, the character study, the everything of it. The code, the tower, the toilet.
The toilet.
Because we didn't have enough Nintendo Capri Sun praise in this video. And if I were to do the series again from scratch, no, I would do it exactly this well. I'd be better, but I wouldn't turn hard mode on until this point. Because it's just, This series isn't about me. Oh, are you ready for this? Oh, I wasn't expecting you to talk. No. My goal here is to showcase the game above all else, rather than to be like, haha, look how amazing I am, because I didn't exactly cover myself in glory in the last episode. So I shall have to stand by that for the rest of forever. And you know what? I will. And I'm surprised that it gave that to me, because I feel like I pressed every wrong button. You're stronger than you look. But have you ever seen something like this? Maybe. Did this happen when we fought it the first time? I feel like it didn't. So, yeah, I got so good at the freezies the last time we were here that we're seeing aspects of this boss that perhaps weren't shown the first time. I remember there was a lot of silly business. What do you mean you're perplexed? Well, in that case, I'll do Icefall instead, because Frigid Coffin can only target grounded enemies, and right now you're not grounded. So, one thing that good. One thing I had intended to check before I started recording, and didn't, was if you use items in the B.O.S.S program, are they refunded to you in between battles, or is it, I've used something in round 1, I'm not going to get it back for round 2, but I'll get it back if I quit? My answer to which being, I don't know. So I'm going to have a care with my item usage. But so far, this is going a lot better than anticipated. And do note as well that, as I showed in whichever episode it was, where I was like, hey, all these achievements popped because I finally upgraded to Windows 10, if it can be called an upgrade. And amongst those, there is one achievement per chapter boss beaten in hard mode. So, for every round we clear, you really know how to fight dirty. But I can fight dirty too. Why are you turning Scottish? You better get ready. Oh, hi. Okay. I don't like this. What are you doing? Where are you going? What? What happened? Who took my false teeth? Okay, what's the plan then? What's a dinosaur to dine? What's a sword to dine? What's a do? 1, because defense. I've already forgotten what I was saying. Which is par for the course with me. But hey, look at how basically healed we are. Surely nothing could possibly go wrong. I'm going to Frigid Coffin mostly for the damage rather than anything else. Should I... I mean, what difference does it make? Perish. Aye! in Welsh. That's the thing I meant to say. Yesterday was St. David's Day, which I explained to a friend of mine as International Wales Day. And then I said, dwi ddim eisiau cyfrif cennin or something. So, yeah, I don't eat leeks on the regular, or in fact, I think I've eaten a leek once in my life, and that was as part of soup? Yeah, it was leek and potato soup. And I don't really have an end to this story, it's just that the only time I've encountered leeks in a way that were palatable to me was in leek and potato soup. I had it with pepper. In fact, this was the same holiday as when I had a mint sauce sandwich and sugar on toast. 2 separate breakfasts, mind you, but they were things that happened. I really do just be rambling. On the plus side, though, we're 3 rounds in and only like 10 minutes into the video, so I think we're making better time than we did in the Cave of Trials. Had to really think there because, like, in my mind, Z and A are the same letter. By which I mean, I'm so used to the Z key on the keyboard being, like, analogous to, analogous to the A button on stuff like, you know, Dolphin or, you know, that sort of program. So when it says A, I'm having to think, do you mean A as in A? Or A as in Z? Or Z as in A? And then just recently they announced Pokemon Legends Z2A. Or is it ZA or Z2A? Either way, that was announced the other day as well, and that's a whole thing. And I feel weirdly offended, and like, this is not my business. I feel weirdly offended that the wake of that announcement is people essentially going, so are we going to get a Mega Charizard Z then? And like, that's a perfectly valid question to ask. It's just, why does Charizard get 2 Mega Evolutions and then potentially 2 more in a Z and perhaps also an A? And then, you know, my boy Venusaur is just there like, hi, I got 1, and then I got forgotten about. And I mentioned this to my friends, and they were like, yeah, but like, Charizard got a Gigantamax form before the Sword and Shield DLC, in which then Venusaur and Blastoise also got. Anyway, I'm rambling about stuff that has nothing to do with anything. None of this, please. Oh yeah, you can do missiles, that's a thing you can do. Okay, well, I'll just do this again and it'll do more this time, because your defense is down. Aha. This is going concerningly well, and I fully expect things to stop going well in the near future. But also, I'm loving Frigid Coffin. Only costs 2 TP because of the TP Saver medal, and I suppose if I had the life cast thing on Leaf, it would only cost 1 HP to try for my spam freezy nonsense. What are you doing? What? I've never understood what the green +1 actually does. I just know that it's bad. Well, it's good for them, bad for me. But at this point, should I even be asking such questions? What does it matter? We're here. We're out here achieving achievements for the fun of it. And I do feel a little bit like about how in the aforementioned episode, press X and Z at the same time and in the aforementioned episode where all those achievements popped, I did put on, I made a visual distinction. I pressed it to block? Excuse you? I made it... Oh. Rude. I made an on-screen distinction between achievements that I wasn't planning on getting at all, and achievements I was just... like, achievements I had yet to show, and achievements I wasn't going to show. And I did list the hard mode achievements as not shown in this series, as opposed to not shown in this series yet. Oh. First of all, it looks like it says, made by Dr. H.B. Beeps, But no, it's Dr. HB. Beeps if there are any interesting objects nearby. Okay, so it's just do 3 of one to get a reward, and 3 of the other to get a reward, or do 3 of one and then another. So, you get this for beating 3 in mini-boss rush and 3 in boss rush, which is what I've done, or 3 in boss rush and then 6 in boss rush, or 3 in mini-boss rush and then 6 in mini-boss rush. And it's not Skyward Sword rules, you can get both in a single run. So that's what I came for, but I'm tempted to keep going. I'll heal up just to celebrate. My objective here is to beat 7 of them. I'm not going to show the whole thing. I don't care enough to do the whole thing. But I want to at least make it to 7, because there is a hidden reward to this, and I want to show that it exists. I don't care enough about, like, you know, getting like 100,000,000% full clear on everything. I'm not that fussed. As I said, I have a finite amount of time in which to record today. And hey, maybe you'll show some attacks that we didn't get to see the first time around as well. Oh, that attacks a lot more slowly than I'm expecting it to. And as I recall, the Watcher is not even worth trying to freeze, so I'll just use my regular attacks and hope for the best. Very nearly got the ZA confusion going on again. This is fun, though. I half bothered with this on my personal playthrough back in the day. Oh, you're down there now. No, thank you. You get 1 and you'll like it. What are you doing, flashing your thorax? I married a thorax! Right, what I'm saying is, frame too early. Pound the desk in frustration. When I played the game before Let's Playing it, I think I didn't bother with the boss rush beyond getting the 2 medals, so the Detector Medal and the Spy Spectacle. No, don't freeze me, that's rude. So I did sort of play around and try to at least get the achievements, but then, as you will have seen or been able to infer when I showed the achievements I did have, I never bothered with doing the Chapter 7 boss on hard. And will it happen today? It's not really the plan, but it might happen, you don't know. Okay, that's rude. Double freeze on the 1/1 that doesn't heal. Well, now I'm peeved, but that's okay. In my mind, the Watcher is the hard one, or at least a hard one. One that is unfeasibly, proportionally difficult amongst the, It's one of the ones where I look at it and mentally I go, I should be worried about this one. You've made a wall. I really should... Okay, there we go. I was gonna say, I need to remember to block later than I feel like I ought to on that one. That wall's gonna get in the way, so I'll have Leaf take the lead, because you can attack the walls. This is an attack that I kept expecting the Watcher to do when we fought it the first time, and it never did, and it gets in the way of anything that has to attack the... So Kabu can only attack the first grounded enemy, and that counts as the first grounded enemy because it's in the way, is what I'm getting at. Now, I don't remember what it takes to take it down, so I'll try... Button mash, button mash, button mash, button mash. Is it enough? Okay, well, okay. Second question. If Chompy attacks the wall and does damage to the wall, does that count? For TP healing purposes, it does. We stay winning. Could you not have focused more on Kabu? That feels like it should, like, numb or something, and I don't want to mess around enough to find out, but please, do it to Kabu so that he can steely, heely, automobile-y. Not like it matters, I could probably Can we take you out on this turn? I feel like possibly yes. Once again, pressing every key except the right one, except flinching at the last second so that the only key that I actually end up pressing as a result of my flinch is the correct one. We're doing okay. But, like, we're doing okay for time. We're doing okay for progress. I'm oddly optimistic here. V, you can just carry on suffering, it's fine. I haven't even used any of the... Hi! I haven't even used any of the items that I brought with me. We're having a fantastic time. Now, apparently this thing has a huge resistance to freeze, which I just didn't know because I had such familiarity with it being freezable. So let's just use TP and not worry about it. The thing is, like, I know I have history with Kabu's action command releasing the button too soon. It's because I worry about holding it for too long, and I get so in my head about that I end up releasing too soon, so that's a whole thing. Is it worth Ice Rain? I mean, since it's the first turn, sure. We'll heal it by the end of the battle. Haha! Okay, so we did get a freeze, but not in a way... I can't freeze you in a way that matters. Haha. Now, some things of note, which you could easily discover by reading the Bug Fables wiki, and that's essentially what I'm parroting here. In addition to what I said about Cross and Poi and the other optional refightables, in addition to that, as I demonstrated way back when you're fighting Acolyte Aria, you do it with the full team rather than just Kabu and one other friend, which is as it was in the story. Similarly, with fighting the Beast, it forgoes that whole section of the battle where it insta-kills the rest of the party. Assuming that you're... Yeah, it doesn't do the... We don't have any story beats. And similarly, if and when the Zommoth turns up, which I don't remember offhand if it counts as a boss or a mini-boss, but either way, Leaf is able to act from the beginning of that battle rather than being paralyzed for a few turns or absent for a few turns, as was the case when we fought it in the context of the story. So, what I really appreciate here is... No. Don't be... Oh, I was going to use a skill on this turn anyway, and... Well, fine, I can unearth you, and then have V relay to you, so that you can do a little cleansing, because none of that, thank you, please. I could be using my attacks more tactically. Like, I could be using TP, and instead I'm just like, but I need to heal it up to full before I can justify using any more ever again. Because I'm just insufferable. But yes, first of all, I apologize if you can hear the rain on my roof, because my computer desk is like right underneath my window. I recorded an attic bedroom, and we had a bunch of hail earlier today, and it sounded like Zeus himself was playing Darude Thunderstorm on my roof. So, if you can hear any of that, I can only apologize. You know, have a furry say they're sorry, call it an anthropology. In hindsight, I think I should have put the block heal thing onto V. I am always like a frame too late with that one. So that everyone has at least some sort of heal. Because I know that V at least has the do damage heal anyway thing. But I think I should have put something onto V, like so that she heals from as many avenues as possible because the boys heal for free. That is really loud rain. I don't know if it's audible. I'm gonna sound absolutely insane if it isn't, but rest assured, I can hear it through my headphones, but then again, I have my computer turned down to 10% so that I can hear myself think when I'm recorder-rating. Yes, please keep doing this attack, because it just... I was gonna say it doesn't do anything. It quite visibly does. It just feels like it doesn't. Alright, I think we're in a good place. And, as I said, I'm aiming for... Cleanse. I'm aiming for 7 wins, so I can be a bit more liberal and not sparing with my between battle heals should I so choose. Haha, I super blocked you that time. You can find my left leg. If you find my right leg, so help me 12-mus. Let's say it's like Christmas, but in the 12th month. Tess, when do you think Christmas is? To be fair, there are countries that celebrate it in, like, January, so, you know. But that being said, I'm not in one of those countries. So, what's my excuse? Not even one. Okay. I was counting on Chomper doing 2 damage there. But I think the green arrow is plus attack and plus defense. I just forget that it's meaningful in any way because plus defense and plus attack have unique symbols as well as unique colors, whereas green doesn't because it's supposed to be both at the same time. That's fine. I'm going as far as 7. I've not been counting, mind you, but hey, this is the Chapter 6 boss, so it's good. And also, as you may be able to infer, additionally, as well, also, it does the chapter bosses first, and then, like, I believe the bounty bosses do also turn up in this, but not until after the main bosses. So, that's partially why, and there's no point trying to freeze it because it's not immune to it, but it is highly resistant to it. And we have the antlion jaws on the regular attack, so I think we'll do that instead. And it helps especially if I use the correct attack button. Now then, what would be... Ignoring 1 defense, you have 1 defense. That sounds like a combination to me. Aha. One thing that I found myself wondering is how much easier or harder are these button spam commands when playing on a controller? Because I'm playing on keyboard, which is apparently the incorrect option. According to who, no one has actually said that, but like... The number of times, across multiple things that I've done, where people have asked me, Tess, do you not own a controller? And like, yeah, I own a Steam controller, and I mean, I don't love it, to be honest. Like, it's, even as controllers go, it's a little bit non-standard. But, like, I am so accustomed to keyboard controls, to the point that, like, going in, like, doing the whole setup of making a controller, like, it's not worth the time for, you know, if I wanted to play with a controller, I would play on console. There is merit to both PC and console-based gaming. It doesn't need to be a debate. Now, is it worth... Oh, I have a hard seed. I forget when I got that, or indeed how I have. Will this do anything of use? Have a pumpkin. No, but that's fine. It did 6 damage. I will take that. Oh, we made your nose go away. Nope. Also, nope. I love that description. I love this for me, Tess. I made your nose go away. You know, we really looked at the tank and said, got your nose. And we just never gave it back. Yeah, I remember fighting this boss the first time, and I was like, hey, the whole strategy is to just put everything into it and do the most, and that's basically what we're doing here. We're having a good time, Oh. And I feel like I'm putting more priority on keeping my TP high than I am keeping V's HP high. I said a lot of letters in that sentence. So, should I do something strategic? I'm thinking, should I put, like, something onto V? I mean, you're only at 20, but V's at 6, so... TP regeneration? Yeah, but it doesn't restore HP, though. And I can't use the plain tea. That I got for ingredient purposes, so... Did I really bring dick houses in a handbasket as regards HP? The healing is over healy. Just have the dry bread. I intend to use that as an ingredient later, but we'll get it back later. It's fine. Only 3. It feels like it should do more than that. Whatever. We're doing fine. No. I feel like I'm always like a frame too late when it comes to blocking. Haha. It always takes me one just to lock in the timing, and then I'm like, haha, I know what I'm doing after all. I really feel as though... I feel like I should be making more progress than I am. Okay, fine, we'll use Ice Rain then, just to get multiple hits in a single turn. 2, 4, 6, and then 8 as well, because why not? No, that's not... That sentence is words not good today. Tess have legs. I do have legs. I had a thought about my legs earlier today, which is the sentence ever. What I'm getting at is, I forget what the context was. I've started going shopping earlier in the day than I used to, and I think I was like crossing the road or something, and I was like, haha.
No, my ULTIMAX tag captured you!
I was like, hey, I want to cross the road carefully because I like having my legs intact. Which is a perfectly reasonable thought to have. Like, my thinking being, well, if I got trapped under a car, my legs might suffer because they might get crushed. I didn't timing goodly that time. Heavy strike because your defense is down. And then, can we do 9 in one turn? I'm not optimistic, but I'm not pessimistic. I'm just missed with a Y. I'm Tessellating, the sequel to Riven, the sequel to Mist. And because your defense is down, this will restore a TP and do damage to you and make you disappear. Huzzah! Nevertheless, haha, we defeated your leg. I think I'll pop my last Healy, fight the next battle. Oh! It doesn't take us straight to the Wasp King. Surprising Krung. So, the story there is... It's a spubby of, I think, DiGiorno, which I don't know if we have that in this country. Where I think it's supposed to be either self-raising or self-rising crust. But someone spubbied it to say, surprising Krung. And it's one of those things that sticks with me. And I'm well aware that I did a stupid with my aiming there. What are you doing? No. Stop this. Stop having children! I feel like that can be taken out of context, and I can't prevent that from happening. What do you mean you're not likely to freeze? You're plant-based material. You should be very freezy. You should be freeze easy peak. Now, two things. First of all, I meant to mention this when I was talking about my legs. While I was shopping, what are you doing? Stop that. No. Don't be rude. While I was shopping, I walked past someone who had one of those, like, husky dogs, and as we were walking past, it looked at me, and it said, "Awoo," in, like perfectly human intonation, human speaking volume. Just, "Awoo." I got awooed at by a dog. I don't know where I'm going with this. Wait. I can throw the hard seed at you. I don't want to attack the one in the front. I want to leave that to Chompy. And then Frigid Coffin again, because we're basically going to have the TP given back to us. I think you're highly likely to not freeze. I vaguely remember on-screen annotations being like, these things, despite expectations, have a resistance to the freezability. No. No. I'm always like a frame too late with that. Yeah, no. Ice Rain again. Jiggity jig. I was hoping to get them both, but whatever. Either way, this is going to be the 7th battle, so I'm going to get what I came for out of this. I would swap over to Leaf and have him do Cleanse, but then that doesn't take away the 2 attack turns, so I'll just go all in, because I have like 15-ish minutes until I need to make dinner, and I have one other thing I plan to do in this episode before we get to that, and just... Don't kill me, please. Oh? Ooh la 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 la, don't kill me, baby. Aha, I blocked one of them. Well, I feel like I blocked 2 of them. But then, the first one that I blocked, V was too asleep to be able to actually enact the block, so it's fine. Did I actually say the second thing I was going to say as regards stories that remind me of my legs? I don't remember. Now I feel really bad, because there was definitely something else I was going to discuss. And I forget if have I cast it from my mind because I've already discussed it? I don't think I have. There was the dog that said a woo. There was something else. Stop spitting nuts. You're not a Deku scrub. Oh no. Leaf is a little bit caboned. If I do this, you're gonna die. Does that... It does not. Oh dear. Well, that's fine. I was going to end after this round anyway, so... Now, as ever, you know, could there be more strategically efficient ways of doing what I'm doing? Yes, absolutely. But I was only here to do 7 battles. I don't even know if 7 is a hard limit, or if you have to clear all of them, or what, but either way, I told myself I was going to go for 7, and oh? Doesn't work, seems like you're just breezing through them, huh? Guess I'll make the EX mode option available. That's what I was here for. Let's start another session with the B.O.S.S. after this one is over to try it out. But there's still 9 battles left. Nope, that's enough. And, first of all, we are definitely healed. I would like to verify this. We're healed. Our items are still intact, cool and good, and one of our prizes is the detector, which costs nothing to put on, and it's like the I Spy medal from Paper Mario, and I actually have a use case that I intend to use for it, so I'm going to see you somewhere familiar. So we're here by the Explorers Association, one screen ahead of where I actually want to be, but I need to give a little bit of setup here. Also, I took hard mode off because I forgot to take it off when I was trying my medals before. Just full disclosure, I did that during the cut. So, this is something that, well, there's something that we missed on this screen. And in fact, it's something that I missed even on my personal playthrough. It's fairly well telegraphed that there's something suspicious with this waterfall. But it never occurred to me to stand here and throw the boomerang at it, partly because, there you go. There are 6 HP plus medals in the game. This one I never found even on my own personal playthrough. And now we have all of them. And with that being the case, well, I was going to put it on Leaf, but I'm actually kind of happy with the medal setup that I have now. Anyway, since we're on the screen with medals, there are like plus versions, there are upgraded versions of these medals, and in the next episode we're going to be discussing how one goes about acquiring them. So, I have been able to continue to be Tessellating Hexagons, and in the next episode, fun times instead of fighty times. See you then, for that.